A few years ago, I couldn't keep a promise to myself. Next week, new plan, full of motivation, and by next week, it all collapsed. I'm an introvert, I doubted myself a lot, and I was never the most confident in the room. But I've built a body I'm proud of, and I moved to the other side of the world. And I coach men exactly how to do the same thing. But none of it came from motivation, talent, or some confidence I was born with. It came from one boring skill that nobody wants to hear about: following through. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how it works, so you can stop starting over and actually be the person you say you want to be. I had all the information and I knew exactly what to do. I would watch the videos, I would make the plan, but I would just sit there. It was never that I didn't know, it was that I couldn't get myself to do the things I knew I should have been doing. And the worst part was the loop. I'd slip, miss a few days, and then the voice would start. See, you always do this, you never change, what's the point? The story that I would tell myself is exactly what kept me trapped. Not a missed day. It was the thing that I said to myself after I slipped. If any of it sounds familiar to you, understand this. It's not a knowledge problem and it's not a character flaw. It's a loop. And the loop can be broken. So here's what changed for me, and it's smaller than you think. I started making content, and right before I would post, the doubt started to creep in. What if I look stupid? What if I'm not good enough? But I told myself one thing: it does not matter, and I'm going to post regardless. And that was it. I didn't have confidence. I did the uncomfortable thing whilst the doubt was still there. And something happened to me. It didn't kill me. I survived it. So I did it again and again. And every time I acted before I was ready, I proved something to myself. That my word actually means something. And that's the whole secret that nobody talks about. You do not wait for confidence, then act. You act, and the confidence is what's left behind as proof. So let me break down exactly how this works, because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Number one, confidence is evidence, not a feeling. You cannot affirm your way into it. You can stand in the mirror and tell yourself, I'm confident, but your brain knows it's a lie because there's no proof behind it. Confidence is a stack of evidence that you do what you say. That's it. Number two, you build the evidence with promises that it's so small you cannot fail. I didn't try to fix my whole life. I just picked one thing and stuck to it. For you, it might just be 10 push-ups, not 100. Because showing up for 10 you can actually do beats 100 that you never start. Because it was never about the push-ups. It's about keeping your word to yourself. One time, then again, until you finally trust it. Number three, when you slip, you don't shame it and you return fast. You will miss. Everybody does. The men who make it in this life are never the ones who don't fail. They are the ones that come back fast. They understand a missed day isn't failure, it's a slip, and a slip is something you can return from. Miss once, never twice. That one shift is what stops you from restarting again every Monday. Number four, stop feeding the old version of you. You cannot become someone new while you keep showing up as the person you're trying to leave. Same input, same results. So every choice, ask yourself this one question: would the man I want to become do this? And you act like him before you believe it, until the day it stops being an act and it starts being your default. I want to show you where this led, not a flex, but because the proof is the point. The body, I built this by keeping one promise: train whether I feel like it or not. And most days I didn't feel like it, I went anyway. And here's the lesson inside that one. For a while, I overcomplicated everything. I chased the hardest program, I ran on ego, and it burnt me out and got me nowhere. When I dropped the ego and started training from direction instead, a similar approach gave me far more with less. What I actually built was the man who does what he says. And then the big one, Thailand. I had zero confidence to leave everything behind and travel halfway across the world, and I didn't feel ready. But I spent so long keeping my word to myself that eventually I finally trusted in myself, so I booked my ticket. And I'll be honest with you, it came at a long stretch of pressure and isolation and a lot of pain that I hadn't dealt with. But the moment I actually stepped back and saw the pattern that was running me, I could start shifting into a new version of myself instead of being dragged down by the old one. And that's what following through actually buys you: not a new habit, a new life. So here's what I'd tell you if we were sitting across a room from each other. You don't need another plan and you don't need more motivation. You just need to close the gap between what you know and what you do. I've built the whole thing step by step, and I call it the follow through method. And I've built a free course in front of it called Build Confidence. So you can start today and feel it working before you make a decision. If you want it, comment the word method below and I'll send it straight to you, or check the link in the description. Start with one kept promise. That's how it began for me, and it's exactly how it starts for you.